Welcome to Instant Discussions.
Instant discussion. Hello.
Sure. Episode number 109. This week we are discussing The Interview.
The interview. Hey,
That's wrong.
It's wrong regardless.
你好，对不起.
No, I don't mean like as in I was offended it's wrong. No, that was just wrong. I'm offended because it was wrong.
干你妈.
Here, pull your chair up.
你好吗?
Oh, do I need to pull my chair up? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I gotta move everything. Like, holy fuck.
Welcome to Instant discussion. I like a fried rice.
Okay. I'm so glad I don't have to create a children's version of this one.
What? No, we gotta create children's
This is the
version of
2014 movie.
We gotta do our recreation of the interview with puppets.
You saw 2014.
This is one of our shortest
Children-friendly.
turnaround movies for discussing on Instant Discussions. This came out just the end of last year, and just recently came out on...
Thanks to some asshole who hates freedom.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie, if some jerks didn't do stupid things, this movie would still be in theaters right now. Yeah, I wouldn't be
I
able to
guess
do
it's
it later.
good for us.
Yeah, it's nice that we could talk about a more recent movie on this.
Yeah.
This is the film directed by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. It's their second directorial movie
Jew.
after This Is the End.
I really liked This Is the End.
This is
Yeah.
the end.
So I was going into this with high hopes. For sure.
You had...
Yeah, most people that I have spoke to about this film either really loved it and really hated it.
Really?
Yeah, for me, there was not a lot of in between.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now you're going to have some different... All right.
Yeah, because
So-
like everyone that I know has seen it. They all were like pretty in between about it. Like they didn't dislike it, but they're like, yeah, it was good.
Your
You know?
friends are stupid and I hate them.
Okay. So, Tony, you picked this movie.
Yeah.
You had already seen this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Did you watch this like as soon as it came out?
I watched it as soon as it came out the day on Xbox. And even though I had access to it, I wanted to contribute because I really appreciated what they did. So
Yeah.
I went ahead and bought it for $6 on Xbox Live.
I bought it as well. I bought it on iTunes.
I didn't buy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to support them.
Because I was really annoyed that it happened. And
Yeah.
I loved This Is the End. And I would love to see more movies like this.
Yeah, I think they make good movies. They make a ton of money on a lot of things. Seth Rogen didn't necessarily make much money on Green Hornet, but they usually make good money on a lot of their films. And while this one, I knew this one wasn't going to be the best movie ever to be made. I thought it was
the best.
It was unfair that it didn't get released, and I think I like to help them out, and I knew that a lot of people would be pirating it as well.
Yeah.
So, good to have that. But I'm glad that they got this Netflix deal because that helped them get a lot of their money back.
Yeah.
I'm sure they made a good deal with it.
So right away, when you go into this film with Eminem coming out of the closet, you know it's going to be a good movie. I was so surprised by that.
That was a good scene. Although that was one of those things that the day that it came out, people were tweeting about stuff, and someone tweeted, Eminem's gay? Why?
No, I intentionally, every time I saw any reference to the interview, I didn't read on.
Well,
I didn't look
they
at
were
anything.
subtle about this one, and they were just saying Eminem was what Eminem came out of the closet and all this, and then realized it was a thing from the interview.
Like he had
But
this
still
line
played
that just stuck in my head where he left a crumb trail of gayness. Oh my god, I would laugh so hard. It was just
Yeah.
hilarious.
Like it's evident in all of his songs, and it totally makes sense with someone who's that homophobic in his songs, and
Allegedly homophobic.
doesn't necessarily get along with the women's. It seems like
Those bitches.
there's definitely some stuff going on there.
He does call them bitches. It's true.
So yeah, they starts out with the Dave Skylark interviews, and it's making fun of the Access Hollywood and Entertainment Tonight, the Hollywood reporting interviews.
Yeah.
So what was your first impression about it?
My first impression, I thought it was fun watching that stuff. It still seemed like a lot of the silliness that those two do, which isn't my favorite part of their comedies.
Yeah.
I really like the story and the plot that they get into in the films, like with This Is the End. But
Same
they
here.
all have this silliness in there, and it was silly, but it was entertaining to watch it. And I think that interview with Eminem was really good. It had some good stuff in there.
And Rob Lowe's the look he gives Rob Lowe when he takes off his toupee was like priceless. He's like, oh. It was funny.
Still trying to play it off.
Like the stuff you said you're not really into, I love. Like the
Yeah.
thing up his butt.
So your first impression of the film was very good then, Tony.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. What about you, Steffan Steffan?
I will say I was kind of just waiting.
Yeah.
And I
Did
will
it take
say
until they...
it took until basically Kim Jong-un.
Okay.
And then that's when the movie got interesting for me and I started enjoying it.
I do like once they, for me it was even once they mentioned Kim Jong Un about wanting to do the interview, and they started. They got the CIA wanted them to do the plan. And
I felt like
getting better from that point.
If the movie started there, and then like Kim Jong Un wanted to do the interview was the exposition, and then once Kim Jong Un started like being in the film, like okay, yeah,
they could have started it that early. They really wanted to play with the idea of their interview show, and so first they're establishing that.
Yeah.
And they did it for a long time, and I think the reason that it was so long is they had so many jokes they wanted to do in that and really
dick jokes,
play with that
vagina jokes
atmosphere
that they had to throw in there.
They had to.
I mean, they could have let those out. They were just random funny shit.
I guess it would have been nice, yeah, though, if they had like that they had the one interview.
If they had like just on the Eminem one,
and then they get the call, and then they already have this thing set up where they're trying to do it, and then they in the middle of that interview, then they get the call. And
they also need that party scene, the celebration of the so many episodes, because then you have that interaction with them saying, "Yeah, we did all these episodes," and the one guy saying, "Yeah, but your episodes are stupid; they're meaningless."
The guy from Workaholics.
Yeah. Durs.
Oh, real quick, I love.
I think that scene's necessary for Seth Rogen's character because he wants to do something more substantial with his life, and
that was important.
It gives his character meaning. Otherwise,
but
it's
in a film like this,
no, you need to have substance in a character.
Yeah. I think it could be contrived in a film like this, though.
No, they could have done it, but it wouldn't have been as good of a movie in that way.
I agree.
I think I love good character development in the movie.
I think with that in particular, they could have just been contrived and got to the point a little sooner.
I think you're wrong.
I don't like your movies as much there. I don't like your edit of the
I
script.
usually don't think that, I usually don't appreciate when movies are contrived, but when it's a movie like this, or it's like, when I'm thinking about, this is the end, and I'm like, this movie is such heightened ridiculousness and such, silliness. Why do you mind being contrived? When
based on a true story.
But ridiculousness works best when you've got more detail built into that and better developed characters. And so I like that they built that up in there.
As do I. I was gonna say I really like the Korean song at the beginning. That sweet little girl.
The Korean musicians are great. The little kids.
No. Well, that's good too. But the beginning, the girl who sings the song, the little girl, and she's like, the women to get raped by the jungle animals while their children watch. I was like, and it seems like that's actually something that would be a song over in North Korea. He hates us that much.
Maybe I don't know. There's been some word too about the reason that they don't allow internet for the people is because there's a lot of bad things said about the Western world, and they don't want Koreans thinking badly of Westerners. So there's that other thing of because they're hiding them so much from the outside world that they're saying nice things about the outside world, but in a way that they're still don't want to go there. But it's like, oh, these poor people in America, something like that.
I guess.
So there's all sorts of stories. It's hard to keep a straight story out of North Korea.
It's true.
But once they get to North Korea and they show them all of the food that they have in the grocery stores and everyone's happy on the streets.
He's like, oh, there's a little fat kid.
and Randall Park, who plays Kim Jong-un, does a great job. Also, he now has his head high on the list of targets for North Korea because that's one of the main things you're especially not allowed to do is imitate Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, he's like Muhammad.
Yeah.
But one thing that I did not like about the Kim Jong-il character is Kim Jong-un, they did not replicate his awesome fade. Kim Jong-un has the best fade, haircut, anyone in the world. And he just, they put a little line in his head. That's the one thing that bugged me. I wish they gave him a nicer fade. But besides that, he did a great job.
Whatever.
You don't like his performance when
No, I was talking about
we don't care about his hair.
Whatever. It doesn't fucking matter.
When he starts talking about his dad, when he's like, "Can I ask you a question? Do you think margaritas are gay?"
That was pretty great.
Oh my god.
That whole interaction and between him and I don't remember the main character's name.
Dave.
Yeah. That was so it was so funny and just
and
so
that they're
great.
just
and
doing that as him and Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
It's their interaction together.
That's why they're playing basketball.
It's why they're playing basketball. No, yeah. I understand.
Well, no, he's a huge basketball fan, so that would be in there too.
Yeah. I love the Katy Perry thing, and them going back to it when he's crying.
Callbacks.
He callbacks to the song.
Yep.
What is
Sometimes
it?
You just feel like a plastic bag.
Yeah, and he's like, "No, don't sing the chorus, Dave. Don't sing the chorus." I was like, "Oh my god, this is hilarious."
What'd you think of the honeydicking process?
Which one?
And the concept of honeydicking entirely.
Honeydicking.
They're honey dicking each other.
I thought that was fun. Yeah, I mean, like, I really started to enjoy the film. Like I said, once the Kim Jong-un part like started up and they're actually in Korea and they're dealing with all this stuff, that's when I thought it got interesting.
Yeah.
And I liked all the jokes, most of the jokes from that point on.
I think it had a good solid plot in there where they want to kill him. Then Dave Skrillex starts becoming friends with him, so he doesn't want to kill him, but then he finds out the truth and has to. But then, so while he doesn't want to kill him, then Seth Rogen now has to step up and try to do that.
Yeah, and I really liked that plot.
Like they did really good plot with them going back.
But
the
story is only that good because of that first 20 seconds or 20 minutes that Steffan didn't.
It still could have been good, but I think it intensifies it even more. And having that good plot between that, and then you get the person who's in on the government who wants him dead as well, but doesn't want to just kill him because then she knows he'll just be replaced with someone else. You need to actually disillusion them from the godliness of the figure of the leader, because if you just kill him, it's okay.
Although admittingly, I was kind of hoping that like because they're saying, oh, she honeypotted me and everything, I was kind of hoping that like once they got back to America, like the denouement or the conclusion would have been like she like rose to power and just took over anyway.
That would have been a good thing as well.
That would have been so funny.
It would have, but I still like the way that you can keep her as a good character.
Have a happy ending instead. And
happy ending because they're Asian. Same. He's same.
I was gonna say racist, and then like, oh yeah, that's from the movie.
Yep, that was from the movie, and that was that part was funny. And it's like fucking Seth Rogen's expression is like, oh fucking Christ.
Nice SEAL Team 6 cameo in the end there too.
Oh, and Anyang was in there. I was like, where's that guy from? Holy shit, it's Arrested Development kid. Anyang.
Yeah, good to see him in there.
Yeah.
Did you have any least favorite parts about the movie?
I love this silly kind of movie, and I thought that, and usually silly movies like that have just shitty like plots, but I love the plots and I love the characters. I can't really think of anything that I didn't like.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I
maybe more.
There's
musical
nothing really
numbers?
stands out to me. This will be fun, but I think it was well balanced than the things that it had.
I like that they didn't go like too silly gay between their relationship.
Yeah,
like they could have overstepped their bounds, but it was just perfect, like just enough.
Yeah, they went just enough where it was they're good friends.
Yeah.
Not that it's wrong if they were gay in that, but it just wouldn't make sense for those characters because you'd at least see James Franco's character being more gay before that. So if it were Kim Jong-un, that's one thing, but even that, they don't even say that. And it's his worriedness about the reason he doesn't like things because they're gay. So that's already the notions on there, but that he doesn't, trying to teach him that don't worry about what your dad says about this. You should enjoy the things that you like. Yep. So
I did like the death at the end, just the slow motion, the waves of his mouth, the small like igniting hairs here and there. Like it was really cool.
Yeah, they gave him a nice, beautiful death.
Yeah, and she was cute.
And I had to make him cry on camera. And
I really like when they're getting prepared to like go into like battle or whatever, and just randomly they just start fucking. Like it was just so and they're like rabbits, just like.
That's pretty much how he does.
I mean, he has the things off his hand now. He's got to fucking go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked how many fingers got bitten off.
Oh, yeah, that's funny too.
Yep.
Like again, again.
All right. So
how much money did this end up making? Because
it doesn't really have that. I mean, they don't. They listed on here, but only at the theaters. The theaters made $6 million, but they don't.
That's actually really good for the amount of...
For the amount, but they... I mean, it cost about over $40 million to make.
That's not bad.
But we don't know how much they made because we don't know the deal they got with Netflix either.
Yeah.
So they got the on-demand, they got the theaters. It's still playing in some art house theaters. You can still see this movie in theaters.
Yeah.
I hope they at least broke even.
Still.
I hope so.
I'm sure they made enough of a profit on there. So they can continue going on.
I don't know.
And it's still going to have
because it kind of got mixed reviews.
It still has VOD release. Well, it got mixed reviews because it got so hyped because of the stories, which is the problem. This is another Seth Rogen comedy.
But like even, I don't know, we're talking about it over, Geek Lord, and we're like saying, oh, we don't think it would have done as good if it didn't have all this. Like, it wouldn't have done as well.
I think it would have done just fine because it would have been in theaters a lot longer. So you would have gotten people talking about it.
They would have made so much money if it was.
It wouldn't have made it like it wouldn't. it might not have been as popular as This Is the End. I don't know, but it's still those
I think This
people
Is the End
who
is better.
who are in the movie. Yeah, but the people who are in the movie, they get big box office draw, and this was a good film for them. It would have some controversy behind it for being the North Korean thing, regardless of the threats and the hacking. But it had the threats when it first got announced, so it would have had the vague threat from the beginning. So if it had gotten released, people would have still been talking about it, and they still would have seen it.
You want to know what I think that they do really well in films? Now that I've seen 2 of their films, and this is something
movies
that transitions between both of them, the way that they do their comedy is, at least what I find really funny that they do is the way they portray idiots handling the really serious, intense situations is so fucking good.
Yeah.
In both This Is the End and in this film,
And that's
so
a
funny.
recurring thing that they'll put in a lot of other Seth Rogen, James Franco movies, like Pineapple Express or something.
I haven't
like
seen the other ones.
Because they've done a bunch separately that are written by different people. They do a good job of people who aren't
just
incompetent people put into situations where you would need competent people and how they have to deal with that.
Yeah, and just it's so good. Holy shit, that part.
It's fun stuff. So what
And
would
then you obviously know what my bad part is.
Yeah,
Beginning.
first part.
Damn.
So what would you star rate this?
Tony.
I gave it a 5
Wow.
out of 5.
Not surprising.
I know, so nothing wrong with this film. Thank you very much.
I don't know what I'm kind of on
I'm torn.
3.5 area for me.
I'm very torn. I'm where you are, John. Or it's just like it's really hard for me to decide 4 or 3.
Yeah, because I
It's
really don't
really
want to give it a
difficult.
3.
Yeah.
I might
You're
give it a
both
4 because this is some fun stuff in there. It's again it is tough to know what it would be aside from everything that went on, and it's got this different view on it. So it's trying to think back on how this is going to be in the future. I don't know. I applaud them for a lot of the stuff they did, so I'm probably gonna give them to the 4 for their balls
Excellent.
because they had good balls.
I like balls.
So, because the idea to do this movie in the first place, it's something that that is making fun of the superpower that's already wants to nuke us,
It's such a solid 7.
and trying to point out to them the similar way that Team America does stuff. It doesn't have the mastery of Team America behind it, but it's that same thing and just going right after him in that way, and then the North Korea craziness. So, yeah, I'm gonna settle on a 4 for this one, and I think my ratings on other of their movies will balance that out over time. On things that weren't, This Is the End gets good rating for me, but on other movies, it's a little lower, so they're not gonna overrate them for that. I think it balances out.
I think that's a good choice.
I think it's a good choice too.
What about Steffan?
I don't really like this whispering in the microphone thing.
I don't know if I can decide, man.
All right.
It's honestly it's such a 7 out of 10 for me that
I'll just say it's a 4.
trying to go either way is.
So you're not going to click anything on your Netflix?
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You're
All
going
right.
to do a 4.
You should update in the comments. Let us know.
Steffan was a 4.
I don't like this whispering into the microphone thing.
Because he's being turned on by it.
It's also great, the podcast environment, that the video, it's just weird. I don't know.
Do you have a semi?
Stop touching your microphone.
Do you like the way I hold it?
Could you stop doing that, please? All right, let's do our game.
Enough, Tony?
Now it's Soft Talk with Steffan and Tony. Hey, Steffan, how you doing?
Doing really good. How you doing, Tony?
Oh, I'm feeling
See,
sexy
Stefan, you're not getting
tonight.
the echo part on it. You need to cup it.
I forgot to cup the mic.
That is a
Ooh,
little too much there.
Is it
Look
too
at him
much?
cuff that.
That was a
Won't
little
you
too much.
Oh.
If you cup the microphone just right.
Now
Just
we
like
got
this.
Bane on.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, it doesn't matter how you cup the mic.
Now we play game now. Ni hao.
What matters is the question.
All right. Do you want the answers or the questions first?
Well, give me the answers, then we can start using the questions.
North Korea.
All right.
My thing, don't I? Yeah, all right.
These questions are about the movie The Interview.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
What is the capital of North Korea?
Pyongyang.
It's actually N and K. Those are the two capital letters in North Korea. N and K.
No.
Wait, what did you say?
Pyongyang.
Pyong what?
It's like Pyongyang or Pyongyang. Forgot to say the end.
Stefan, I'm going to let you have a chance at this, and I'll give him
really?
the
After I
point.
gave
If
that
you,
bullshit.
Pyongyang.
That's what I
what
said.
are you going to go with?
I'm going with Pyongyang.
I'm going to give it to Stefan because in Jeopardy rules, Pyongyang,
I said Pyongyang or Pyongyang, and then he said the same exact thing.
No, it's.
Pyongyang.
I would say. I would repeat.
He said Nyang. All right, whatever. Go. Fine.
Pyongyang.
I'm going to say Alex Trebek gives that point to Stefan, and you were darn close to it, Tony.
Bullshit.
All right. Who was the first president of North Korea?
Is this working?
The first president.
I don't know.
Apparently neither of the buzzers are working.
No, they're working. I don't fucking know.
The first president of North Korea. Actually, I'll give you the hint. The first and only president of North Korea because they got rid of the title of president after this person.
Yeah, it's like
Tony.
Kim Jong's son or something.
Oh, no.
I have no fucking clue, so I'm just gonna say Kim Jong Il.
Oh, he was the descendant of
Yeah,
Kim,
I'm like, I know it's his father. Like that's
Kim
what I'm
Il
like-
Sung. Kim Il Sung. You were so close with that, Tony. But just like Pyongyang, we don't give credit for that one. All right. Final question here.
I was pretty sure it was his father. I just didn't know the fucker's name. God damn it.
Was North Korea responsible for the Sony hack?
What?
Was it North Korea?
They were definitely responsible for that Sony hack.
How is this a fucking
Definitely.
Stefan, what's your answer?
How is this a fucking trivia?
Stefan, what's your answer?
The CIA has proof, plenty of proof. that it
Stefan,
was
what's your
North
answer?
Korea.
Yay! My answer is going to be no.
And what's your reasoning behind that? He says the CIA has proof that North Korea did
My
it.
reasoning is because of the IP addresses.
Because the IP addresses don't match up?
Yeah,
they're
because
from outside
it could
of-
be
Yeah, because you can't use proxy IPs. You can go through fucking Russia. You can go through fucking the South America. No, it was North Korea. They followed it back through,
I think-
and then found it in North Korea.
But the thing is I think it's way more likely that it's some rogue asshole that used to work for Sony.
So you're thinking it was a
Stefan-
publicity stunt?
No,
I
I'm
don't
saying this
believe
is
that.
someone
Like
that's
someone
like
that
fucking
used to
pissed.
work for Sony.
Look, they could have done so much more with the information they got out of Sony than they did if it was North Korea. That's all I'm saying. And they didn't.
Well, that last question was just for fun. Stefan wins that game with 1 point.
boo.
Boo. You find me some evidence though, and I'll give you back points. If we get a definitive proof that it was North Korea, then I'll give you some points.
What's definitive proof? Like,
How about America?
Well, I want someone admitting to it, showing how that they did it, and having no one else take.
The
think you gotta
CIA
have
of America said so. That's pretty much proof for me.
and then
They
you gotta-
also said that they didn't cause 9/11 either, and they also said they landed on the moon. So we can't trust anything that the government
They
says.
landed on the moon. I have proof.
Did they land on the moon? Tony,
Yes.
Stefan.
No, because Tony's always wrong.
Ah, you get a point.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for watching. Next week we will be discussing a documentary because I'm going to go back to documentaries for a little bit, maybe at least for this week. It's called Man on Wire.
Man on the wire.
Oh,
Just Man on Wire, not Man on Fire.
What?
It's a different movie. The Man on Wire. Have you heard of this?
I don't know if
Is
I
this
don't
about
know
the
shit.
French guy?
Maybe. Have you seen this?
Is it about a French guy?
Maybe. Have you seen it?
I might have. I think I did. It's older, right?
Okay. Well, next week I'll talk about why, specifically this week, I wanted to talk about it because there's some interesting stuff current about this older movie.
Because it's about French people, and he loves the French.
If you go back to our Hunchback episode, you'll see that that's not true. But we'll talk about this next week.
Yeah.
And as always, thanks for watching.